signed that your signature is on that. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you remember signing?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to next show you what purports to be Plaintiff's Exhibit 6. And it's headed City of Alachua Board of Canvassers Meeting Agenda, April 11, 2006. And I'd like to ask you first to look at it and see if I've fairly identified it.
Yes, sir, you have.
Have you seen that document before?
This is the Board of Canvassers meeting agenda, and then it reflects the results of that meeting. So I would say this tends to be the recording of the meeting itself, not necessarily just the agenda.
And my question was, have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
And you in fact signed it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you prepare it?
Yes, sir, I did not.
You know who did?
Not specifically, no, I don't.
Take a look at the agenda item C, please.
Yes, sir.
And would you read that to us?
The item is annual count of provisional and unscanned ballots, and the statement below it says no provisional or unscanned ballots reported.
And your signature on the bottom of that page it indicates that that's what you believe happened at that meeting.
Yes, sir.
And you don't believe otherwise now, do you?
I signed saying that I understood that was what was reported at that particular time.
Please review agenda item B, beginning on the bottom of the first page, and note particularly the sentence that begins at the end of the page and goes over to the next page. I'm not asking you to read it aloud, but I do want to inquire about that. Now, generally, is that an accurate statement of the manner in which the canvassing was conducted?
In general, yes.
Now, where were you sitting at the time the two staff members were opening and counting, reading out the votes as they were counted?
I was sitting on the dais at the chair right in front of the logo.
And where were the two women who were doing the work sitting? About where you are, about where we are?
I would say they were in this general area right here.
Okay. And did you observe how they did what they did?
Yes, sir, I did.
Do you remember which of the staff members, in fact, was opening up the mailing envelopes to ballot slips?
I don't. I know it's reflected there, and I know there were folks sitting over here, but I don't recall specifically which one did what for us.
Well, it'll make it easier for us to discuss it if we make sure the minutes there reflect that it was Carol Henderson that was opening up the okay. Now, each one of these absentee ballots that you saw, that you examined it, had the name, the written signature of each of the ballot, of the ballotor, the elector, on the outside of the mailing envelope, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
And Sarah Henderson would pick up an absentee ballot and open it and pull out the contents and make them available to Diane Morgan, wouldn't she?
Generally, that was the way the procedure went, yes.
And then Diane Morgan would immediately read the name on the ballot.
Yes.
And then they would do the next.
Yes.
From where you were sitting, could you read the names of the voters on the envelopes that were being opened by Henderson?
Yes, sir.
Too far away, or it was secluded, you just couldn't see it?
I would
Both.
say from that distance and my height, I'm short, the position here on the dais and the distance of your position and distance.
But Diane Morgan did read out the names aloud, is that correct? Oh, read out the name of the person voted for aloud.
That is correct.
And were you keeping a running total?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And were the other members as well?
I don't know yet.
Okay. But there was no dispute among you at the end?
Okay.
Okay. Now, a number of the absentee ballots were within the mailing envelopes, but did not have a secrecy vote. Isn't that correct?
I don't know.
I'd like to show you next, page 57. And that purports to be the minutes of the meeting of the City Commission of the City of Alachua of April 17, 2006. Okay. And if you take a look at the second page, is there an indication that at that meeting there was a report made as to the fact that Mr. Lewis and another gentleman whose name I can't remember had been elected? Is that correct?
Not on the second page.
Oh, I'm sorry, I may have the wrong page. Is there such a report there in which these new commissioners, or these three elected commissioners, were sworn in?
On page 3.
Page 3, I'm sorry. And they were then sworn in that night.
That's correct.
And that was the result of the election, April 11th.
That is correct.
There was no meeting of the City Commission between the night of April 11th and this date, this meeting on April the 17th was.
Not that I recall. If there was, there would have been a public notice on it.
And there would be public minutes in your city quarters here within.
Correct.
So, if there are no such notices and no such minutes, then you will agree that there was no meeting.
There was no meeting.
Do you recall, or did you know, let me ask this, did you know that the canvassing board meeting of April the 11th, 2006 was not being recorded by the television or by...
In general, I'm aware that that has been the procedure throughout. So in general, I was aware.
So as far as you're concerned, that's the way you always do it?
Correct.
And so far as you know, there was no specific decision, let's don't record this meeting tonight. Did you take any notes, make any notes of the meeting?
Just the keeping tally as they were calling out the votes. I don't recall anything other than my normal announcement, which is at the beginning of the meeting, turn off your cell phones and that sort of thing. I usually make myself a note to make sure I make that announcement. That's all I recall.
Now I'd like to hand you a document. It's Plaintiff's Exhibit 8, and it purports to be the City of Alachua regular City Commission agenda for May 15, 2006. And I'm told that what we have here is not the format that your official document appears in. This came off the web. We're going to have a copy of the